Hello there, Georgie.
Morning, Niiamah. How are
Good
you?
morning to you. Hello, hello, hello. Hi there, Lisa.
Hey, hey.
How are you?
Good. Oh, I'm not on video.
Not yet. And there you are. Good to see you.
Here.
Great to see all of you here today. So what I'm going to do here, let's. I want to jump in. I can feel myself wanting to jump in, and I'm going to slow down as a result, right? Hey, we have set up this call, and I say we, but I think collectively we are creating this here together. We're setting up this time to be able to really just slow down and give you all an opportunity to be in connection, in community, and also to get like some specific support with some of the ways forward during this period of uncertainty and change. Right? One of the things that I've come to realize is that more than ever, I'm talking to two coaches on this call. More than ever, like this is the time for where people being able to have the impact of coaching and being able to have the impact of being able to see and create their visions is it's essential. Someone had described it to me as for coaches, this is our Super Bowl, and so there's an element of this here. Whenever of how can you be supported in this, right? I want to let you know, like this time that we have here together, I don't have an agenda at all. This is really for you to bring in some of your questions, and to get an opportunity to be supported by me and anyone else that's in here. It could be very direct. It could be just a conversation that you're looking to have. It could just be to be witnessed. Whatever it is, it could be that you just want to do some work and like just not to do it with like alone and just want to be in the company of others. For me, it's more about setting aside this time for our community to be able to slow down into. One of the things here, I'll start us off here with just a bit here. You can come in and come out. There's a few different things I want to say. Firstly, these sessions here are being provided to support. Once a week, I'll have a time set aside like this for us to be able to come in for just an open session. At least once a week, I'll have another time that's set aside for us to really focus on like leading your change and bringing in some things that I'm finding in all of my experiences with various clients, as well as various groups that I'm a part of, and bringing the best of that to serve to create an experience that will serve you, and stretching your thinking and helping you navigate that. And then also another time once a week, I'm going to make sure we have an experience for just connection. There's a lot of different ways that people are connected in coffee chats and so on. But right now, I think what I'm looking to do is to help us stay in deep connection. As we're socially distancing ourselves from a physical perspective, we want to make sure that we don't have to lose the emotional, intimate connections along the way as well as just the deep, stimulating, like brain conversations, to be in a place that this gets us out of the problem solving nature of our day to day and brings us back into connection with ourselves and our deep knowing and our own deep trust. Right. So with that here, I'm going to start off here with just a little bit of sharing, just a little something that might help you all as you're navigating this time, and then just going to open it up to any questions here. Stay for as long or as little as you like. Just make this experience what you need. Right? So the other day I was thinking about really what does it take to continue to move through periods of uncertainty and change. And my own background is one where I've consistently been in environments where the systems weren't necessarily set up for it, and so it gave me a chance to look through my own personal approach to it all. I'm sharing this here, and I'm happy I'm sharing it with you right now with like the real people here. I'm sharing it not as the way, but as one of the as a process that I've gone through. And my invitation to you as you're listening to this here is you can listen to some for any kind of information or insight that might come to you based on something that I say. But I also invite you to really take the time to think through what's your process. What's your way of navigating change? When you're really successful, what are some of the things that continue to show up for you as your path? So I'll go through the 5 or 6 things that have come up for me, and then we'll just open this up to any questions and any kind of support we need from there. So the first one is to slow down and to really take some time. And to me, this is purely about slowing down, being able to see what the scenario is, being able to see how the new environment that I've entered actually looks like and works. And within the slowdown period, also I've realized it's also with the specific intention of seeing how's everyone operating in this new environment, and what's missing, what's the gap that I can fill within this space. So it isn't necessarily see what everyone is doing and then do the opposite, but it's see what everyone else is doing and see what's missing from that place. And it's really being able to slow down and take in that information from the beginning. The second thing then is for me, is to speed up. It's just and purely just to just take action on it. And typically in these times of Genes, it's there's a space of people looking for leadership, people looking for how do we move forward. And I think sometimes, and I caught myself even in this call, I wanted to speed up first before I slowed down. And and then being able to take that brief period of orientation and then taking some massive action around it based on whatever it is that is available. That starts giving us new information starts giving me new information as to how to truly navigate and see where the real value lies. The third thing for me is coming together. So in any environment that I end up in, one of the ways that I'm able to continue to navigate that is that I am someone who quickly brings people together, and in a sense becomes like I can see myself. I'm trying to think about it, I'll just say what's on my mind. Become the mayor of the experience, and through that, all of a sudden, build clout, build like it's my way of being able to navigate this and know who all the pockets are, the people are, and to be able to create value internally within those groups, as well as to also establish myself as someone that can help others get to where they need to get to throughout this period. The fourth thing is to serve, and that's to get into a place of, okay, now that everyone's together, how can I actually continue to contribute to this environment? What does service look like? Since I've slowed down, I've typically been able to see what's missing and how can I actually serve to that, but come from a place of serving what is necessary in that environment. You're going to see that. I find that's just the way I choose to operate in these changes here, and I think part of that is due to my experience as a consultant. When I was working in the Big Four consultancy, one of the things that they said it happened right during the financial downturn, and they're like, things are going to be different. We're going to take a financial hit overall, but we also have to know that, like, as consultants, change is opportunity for us. Like we have an industry that when things are good, we're helping people get better, and when things are bad, we're helping them fix that out as well. And so that got instilled in me very early in my career, that even change provides a way to serve, even change provides a way to support others. And then the last thing here that comes to mind is the fifth one, which is lead. And that is in the times of uncertainty, in the times of change, to be the leader. Now, that last part, I think, as times have grown for me, it's taken different levels of depth. And being the leader, I feel, is really where the true crux of it lies. There was a time where I was acting like the leader, and I was doing the leadership things, but the element of being the leader that really sticks out for me at this point, now that I've been able to distill it so much, is seeing a version of what the world could look like after this, seeing a version of what's possible for this group, for this community, for the people that I'm with, and then leading from that place, leading with that standard, that vision, that holding that in its highest regard, and being the leader that is in alignment with that vision to help others come along the way. So for me, that's my personal path: to slow down, to then speed up, to bring people together, to serve, and then to lead. I'm curious for either of you here, and then we'll dive into any other questions that come up here. But as you were here and there, were there any elements that came up for you? It may not be in order. It may not be five. It just might be like one or two things that come up that you find like really serve you or really help you navigate times of change and lead times of change yourself. I want to make sure that we call this out and we slow down really quickly in case there's something here for you to come back to as time continues.
I've never really thought about my process towards change, but as you were talking, I was trying to work out the various times of change in my life and what the commonalities were. And when I look at it, it tends to be different job roles, always being thrown in at the deep end. And then other life factors like moving abroad. I'm based in Singapore, Lisa. Or having kids. These are big disruptive changes. And I just throw myself in with enthusiasm, try and learn as much as I can. And then I start being strategic and start building bridges, building relationships. At this moment, when you talked about leadership, something came up in me that was resisting. But at the same time, I was the one that wrote to you, Niiamah, and went, I really, really want to serve. And I think that we need to create forums out there to help as many people as we can. You know, group coaching, I've never done that before, but I should be pushing myself here. So when I hear that call within myself, and it's for something that's bigger than me and not for the sake of being a leader, then I step into it, you know.
I do. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Lisa, you don't have to have anything, but if you do, I just want to just give you a chance to express some of that as well.
I wasn't thinking about, well, actually, I was thinking about where I'm at if I were to take your steps and just apply them to me. And I'm way in the slow down. I don't even have a desire to speed up at the moment. But that's like a different place for me to operate in because I love change. I love chaos. Like, throw me in a bucket of chaos and I thrive. That's like where I really shine. And it's interesting that like my response is not like throw me in. It's just like sit back. And that's very different for me. I actually feel like really selfish about it, but I'm not sure. I don't think I'm selfish, but I feel selfish by slowing down, maybe because it's so foreign to me.
Thank you for that. Thank you both for that here. What I want to do here is give us a chance to just bring ourselves into this room here. I don't know if the two of you know each other yet here. So just if we can really quickly,
We've been in a group together, but I was only in like 2 of the 5 sessions.
Yeah.
Were you on camera? Did I get to see your face, Lisa?
Yeah, but I look different every time. People say.
She's in a different square on Zoom, so things have totally changed. It's like you're in a completely different world now. So why don't we do?
Sorry.
No. Why don't we just do this here?
I don't remember what group it was, like the vision something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was during the Next Level Masterclass.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. So let's just for the sake of actually really being in this here, let's go through. Let's state. Just tell us your name. Tell us where you are in the world. And I do want to bring us. I do want to give us some space to like really like just share one thing that's happening for you right now, like one thing that's on your mind when it comes to the current environment that we're in. All right. Let's just give ourselves a chance to bring in. I'll start. I'll actually start this one. Hi, my name is Niiamah. I'm based out of Singapore. And the thing right now that's working through me, the thing that's on my mind is I have a latent anxiety that that I'm going to be pulling people with my message and pulling people at this time when it's actually at a place of disconnect for them, where I am going to find out that I'm really disconnected from everyone else in terms of the fears that they're feeling right now, in terms of the discomfort that they're feeling. My general sense is, okay, great, now it's time to go and do something. And I think that I'm a few steps removed from that. And I think that to me is one of the places that are most uncomfortable for me during this time. And also just like, when I think about my family, when I think about my friends, when I think about my own livelihood and my wife's livelihood, everyone's good. We're all solid. We don't have children. There hasn't been that much that's changed in our day-to-day activities. And I just really I'm acknowledging that the tension that I feel around wanting to continue to move forward in a time where that may not be where everyone else is at.
What about that makes you feel uncomfortable, Niiamah?
Yeah, I will totally go and go even further with that in just a bit here. What I want to do first is give us just a chance to just check in with one another and just be here, so that whatever we are feeling, good, bad, ugly, can just be, and then we can go on from there. But I appreciate you asking, Georgia. I appreciate the intent there. Lisa, how about you?
I'm in the South Bay of Los Angeles, in San Pedro, California, right where all the ships come in. And I forget what you asked, but I have my answer. Although I'm recently unemployed and I have no idea where my next paycheck is coming. And DTK was in our group too in the next level.
That's it, yes.
Yeah, it's like a reunion.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, the hat was for the last call. Sorry about that.
I'm a totally different person now. Let me switch this up here. Wait, hold on.
Contain the hair. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I was saying I'm recently unemployed, but I don't look at it like that, because I got let go before all of this happened. So now all these people in financial crisis and all of that, even though I'm exactly in the same spot as them, I don't identify with their fears or concerns. And I don't identify with, yes, I was freed up. That's really what it was. But I just don't identify with my life changing. And so I guess I don't think you said what's your biggest fear, but I'm going to go there, Niiamah. My fear is that I won't be able to truly, deeply empathize with people. So I'll just leave it at that.
Thank you for that, Elisa. Thank you. So DTK, it's wonderful to have you here. We're going around. We're doing a check-in right here as we get into it. And the prompt here is to share your name, where you are located in the world, and just generally, I forget exactly how I phrase it, but just like what's going on for you right now during this time of uncertainty and change, and with the idea that the good, bad, ugly, the happy, the sad, the whatever it is, all of it has space here at this time. And then we'll continue on with any kind of questions and such from there.
Yeah. So life is rich and full. That's how we're holding it. My college senior and college freshman were both evicted from campus. So, and first they were given 2 weeks, then they were given 2 days. So they came home Wednesday, and it's been sort of since then. Our empty nest is a little fuller than it was, and they just started classes online today. So we're trying to navigate this fucked up version of new normal. Because Elaine and I, we work out of the house and have for 12 years. So now all of a sudden, it's like the cat that's pissed off that you're not leaving every day. It's like, kids, this is weird having them here. And I have to wear pants. So this is not my favorite thing. But
Are you wearing them now, David?
I am.
Do we need to know? Do we need to know?
I am in fact.
Oh, so not rock and roll.
I meant around the house, not. I mean, like
We're with you, David. We're with you. That seat just didn't realize you're entering the hot seat so quickly.
So, no. On one hand, it's weird. It's like things haven't changed. You know, I have a client. I have a client who is the chair of the pathology department at one of the U.S. Higher education or university systems, and so clearly her schedule's a little bit. I think the word she used was fucked. So, you know, she's in the middle of interviews at 3 other university systems, and everything just blew up in middle America. So I've got one client on hiatus. So that's a chunk of revenue out for the next couple months. And at the same time, I'm trying to be in that mode of serve your ass off, right? So part of me is like ready to ride the dragon's back, screaming off into battle to change the world. And the other half of me wants to curl up in the fetal position and suck my thumb until this is all over. And I mean, and that's like a little bit here, a little bit there. It's like that shit's back and forth all fucking day. So I'm navigating my energetic shifts and trying to stay in service while I want to curl up is the harder part. Staying in service when I'm riding the dragon's back, I'm ready to roll. So, yeah, I'm in a lot of the push me, pull you place. And so my energy is vacillating between, I'm good, I got this. I've been through crazy shit before. Nobody died. And then addicted to the news and watching and just like, devour it, which spirals the energy. So, oh wait, and one, if we're doing the good, the bad, and the ugly, we bought Zoom on Monday last week. It was up another 30 fucking points today. And it's little wins, right? It's like 52 points it's been up in the last week. So the world is going to shit, the stock market's going crazy, and Zoom is kicking ass. So yeah, it's the little things, looking for those little victories.
Yeah, thank you for bringing those victories in here.
Yeah,
for bringing all of this here. I got a really visual view on the dragon for a second there. So I was like, oh, that's why he needed the hat.
That's right. If I just had the long white hair like Game of Thrones, that'd be good.
There we go. Thanks, DTK. Georgia, how about you? Let's just check in with you.
I can relate with what all of you said. I mean, there's the feelings of inertia, and then there's that feeling of, okay, come on, I want to do something, stop, start. At the moment, I'm in the...
Hi, that's ETK.
Hello there.
Hi, ETK. Yeah. I think if I take a snapshot of where I am emotionally, I've been on a bit of a journey that started before COVID, and that was to really just sort of peel back some of the layers and reconnect with myself in a way that I haven't done before. And that was started off by the All Mastermind class and that sort of glimpse of my darker, deeper side and unraveling that and being okay with it. But I've got to say, with all of this shit that's happening, that deeper work is great. It's consuming, but with all this shit that's happening, I feel numb. I feel quite numb. My friend died yesterday, and I'm trying to sort of cope with that, and that feels a bit numb as well. But at the same time, I think if I open that up, I'm just going to be all over the place. He didn't die of COVID. When he went to the hospital, he was tested. He doesn't have COVID, but he just 54 years old, slumped over, had a heart attack, and he's got 2 young kids, and his wife is just not really serviceable to as a wife or as a mother, or it's very, very sad. So just trying to sort of put all of that and process together. And my thoughts are, how can I use this to sort of push myself out there past my comfort zone in coaching and just help as many people as I can, and money be damned and all the rest of it. And I see there's an opportunity in here to sort of help in whatever way I can. So I've put notices out there on LinkedIn, you know, if there are any business owners out there who need help, I'm willing to take on some pro bono clients, contact me. I've only had one so far, but it's being shared. And so we'll see. So I've got a furnishing guys from London who's got 10 employees, and he wants to sort of work out strategies to stay afloat. And, you know, that's cool. Not my target audience, but I'm like, let's do it. I'm thinking about
service.
Service. And part of me is quite nervous about that, because I do want to just, fill my diary and just make it work. That's a commitment. So, yeah.
Thank you, Georgie. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. And I'm happy we created some space for exactly what's going on. My condolences, Georgie, right now. I'm really feeling that. I'm feeling you. And,
yeah, it's just nuts. I can't process. Just, stocked up his fridge for 2 weeks. Goes on a bike ride and then dies. Yeah.
It's just know that like we got your back on this one here. And my thing is, like, for this here, don't feel like, please just be whatever you need to be, and just know that that's all right, without having to be anything else. All right, so let's do this here. I really I want to really just open up the space for whatever service needs to be in this case here. So there's no structure to this other than this being an open, like basically an open office hours. Is there anyone that has anything that they love to either get support on directly, a question, a concern, anything like that they'd like to bring in here for the purposes of being on this call?
I would love to get your advice, all of you, as master coaches. So far I've done one-on-one coaching, and I'm absolutely fine with that. And I've done lots of facilitation in work with groups, absolutely cool with relationships. I'm looking to create something that I could put out there, which is group coaching for small businesses, particularly a lot of people who are in lockdown in the UK, where, you know, that they've got employees depending on them. So small businesses. My question is, have you done anything similar? I know, Niiamah, you sent me that Rich Liplin link. Thank you for that. I haven't had a chance to watch all of it yesterday. I've got my kids at home too, so got disturbed. But any advice or any things that you can repurpose that you're aware of as a structure or a methodology or as a format to have as much impact as possible? I'm quite happy sort of being in the moment and playing as I go. But if there is a structure and an approach that you find is highly impactful in helping people, you know, within this crunch situation, then I'd love to hear it. And I'll tell you what I think is different to the normal methodology, right?
Yeah.
The normal methodology is a whole mixture of, you know, where you are as a person, where you are as, you know, the business, the long-term strategy. These people are just going, shit, I need to make my money last. And I'm worried about all my employees. And like it or not, there might have to be a level of acceptance in there. And the only thing I can offer is creativity and resourcefulness of their mind to give them that space where they can hold or do whatever they need to do.
But I'm hearing a couple different things here. One is you're talking about coaching the team, coaching the employees, right? The group. One is coaching the leader who's trying to figure out how the hell they're going to make the money last and keep these humans and keep them.
It's coaching the leaders. So trying to get a group of business owners, of
Got
leaders
it, a group
together.
of business owners.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that nails the first question, because if you're coaching a group that's inside, it fuzzies the line between group coaching and team coaching. But when you're getting business leaders that are from disparate companies, oh my God, it's so much easier to do the pure group coaching. Team coaching, the team is the client, and personal stuff, individualized stuff is processed through the lens of the team. That gets super messy right now. Even team coaching, people that are doing team coaching, it turns out to be a lot more like group coaching because everybody's triggered. So over in the group coaching land, it's each person's a client, and each person gets benefit of you coaching any one person in the group.
Right.
So you get to be aware of two different screens. The one screen is this marvelous human being that I'm coaching right now with all of their stuff that's going on, and then aware of the other screen of all the other people. You know, Rich, I don't know if you've seen a lot of Rich's calls where he does like the remote control. He picks up and says, pause to the person he's coaching, and then speaks to everybody else in the room as if the person weren't there. I mean, you literally get to operate from both screens in a group coaching environment. But in terms of a structure, one thing that's been wildly successful is you doing the same type of intake with each person. So like an hour call with each before the group coaching starts. I do a values clarification. There are things that I do at the beginning of a one-to-one client discovery that I do a scaled down version of that to take folks into a group. And then everybody's got common language, common foundation, and I have a flavor of who these magnificent humans are. And it really makes the coaching, it can make the coaching very rich in the room. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. Because then
And
you're
whether it's-
identifying them all as individuals, not just
Yes.
people who are showing up.
Not just lumps of people that are sitting in a room concerned about everybody else in the room is seeing them. You've actually seen them and they've been seen. So it enables them to come to the room and be seen more fully, more quickly. Right. And importantly, whether it's future self or values or whatever thing you want to do with them, they all have a common experience or a common language to draw upon to accelerate things during the coaching. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And when you talk about future values, because I mean, I think the main distress is going to be fiscal and survival, you know, rather than future values and what do you see as your business moving forward. It's a lot more immediate pain points.
Yeah, well, it's also what they're going to come to you with is not what the real problem is. They're coming to you with, oh my God, the economy is fucked, everybody's on lockdown, finances are crazy. No, what is it they're really afraid of? And what's underneath that and what's underneath that? You're getting to coach what's really going on for them and not just the, I'm crazy, right? Everybody wants strategy. Sorry, everybody thinks they want strategy right now, but really what they want is to be able to vent and be heard and be spoken to like a human and acknowledge that they're freaked out and deal with what the real fears are underneath. And they're concerned that they don't know how to do this. This is something totally new. They've never been through anything like this before. They're afraid they're not capable of navigating it. Imposter syndrome is screaming to the surface for everybody. And people become instantly blind and incapable of remembering all the trying things they've been through before and all the successes they've had before when things were trying. And they look at this like, oh my God, we're gonna die.
I hear you. So slow down and work with a human, not with a business first.
Yeah, work with the underlying issues, not the presenting problem. Now more than ever.
Even though what they come to me with is wanting help with their business.
Yeah, well, if you want to grow the business, grow your people. If you want to grow your people, grow yourself. So if they're coming to you and they want to save the business, focus on who they are and who they're being.
Yeah.
Unearth their resourcefulness, not another save.
Yeah. That's a really good idea. I mean, because I was thinking of much more strategic stuff, which is what I was doing. That's my approach. I throw myself in. I was going, okay, you could use De Bono's hats, you know.
Yep, it's nuts, go nuts, right?
Problems, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are all
And
tools I can share
that
with
may
them.
come up. But once you get to what's underneath it, then you know which arrow to pull out of the quiver. First, they have to be a human and seen as a human and coached as a human.
And that I feel really comfortable with. Yeah.
Yeah. Start anywhere below here and you're fine. Anywhere below here, it's all good.
Yeah, and I just have to keep reminding in these times where there's so many desperate people, our job is not to save, it's to serve, you know.
There's your model. Serve, not save.
So, Jordy, let me check in with you. Like, there's other things that are coming to mind here, but I want to check in. Like, did you get what you need? Because if you're good, I don't want to mess with anything. I don't want to mess with anything and add too much to the mix.
No, that makes me feel less sort of freaky deaky.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel good. But any input and all input is welcome and absorbed.
I'm just going to call out something real quick here, because like part of my thing is like being the leader, right? To have the experience and to let them know. David just right now did what he was talking to you about, right? Yeah. And like there's an element of like, you asked for strategy and he's like, let me actually help you with what's actually happening all down here, right? And your response was like to a place where you're like, okay, I have what I need.
I got this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to call this out as like right now in this experience, you have like as you're doing this, you have this experience right here to go back to know, like, as you're navigating it, like, you know, the impact of it yourself in this time.
Yeah. Yeah. I did notice that. And the other thing that I want to acknowledge and thank you on is the 1 hour discovery process as well, because that to me puts less pressure. I can call the people I already have and just say, you know, let's collectively work together rather than sort of go out and launch a, you know, yeah.
I heard somebody use the analogy, the metaphor, fish close to the boat. Mm. You don't have to reach so far away. If you've already got folks in your world, fish close to your boat.
And that's like, that was one of the things that came to my mind when you were bringing this up, which is like I'm hearing the LinkedIn post and all that. And it's great that you're out and you're out there, but there are people right now in your world who are desperately looking for a Georgie right now, and there's
not really.
In what regards?
A lot of the people I work with in Singapore are service industry, right? They work for big companies.
So I think again, we're talking maybe like we're in different places here. They're looking for a Georgie. I didn't say they're looking for a coach. I didn't say that they're looking for like a strategist. I'm not looking for an market. They're looking for you, right? And I think this like what I'm feeling right now is that like the more that the labels of what you offer come off, and your natural ability to just be with the human. And then pull out whatever you need. Maybe it's coaching, maybe it's strategy, maybe you're doing a brainstorming session, whatever it is, but you're connected again with people on a human to human level. Maybe it's listening to their story as they're telling you about their grief and their pain, and you getting the chance to be there with them. I feel like there's that opportunity as you're going through this without having to complicate it with what does the business need? What does you as the business need?
Yeah. It's funny I didn't make that distinction, because that's what I do all the time. But yeah.
What's what you do all the time?
I'm the support, you know, for a lot of people. When shit hits the fan, I'm the one that they pick up the phone and call. And that's an honor. I never really thought of that as formalizing it.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit hitting fans right now. There's a lot of fans.
Yeah, yeah.
There's just manure everywhere, and you know. So now we're walking around with it all on us, you know, and you're good at that. I'm gonna bring it back to everyone else here to see for the next thing, but I just want to check in with you, right? As someone who's typically the support of others, what do you need right now to continue for you to be able to stay in the game? Like let's. Take some time. I'm gonna open this up here, right? But take some time with that here, like, because I want to make sure we're also addressing this. Like, as we keep supporting others out there, we'll have some things that start off and sound like will be strategy, but part of what we need to do is make sure we have the energy, the energy to be able to continue to act out and to act in the world, or to be with ourselves and to cultivate that if that's what we need. All right, cool. DTK, Elisa, for either of you, what's on your mind right now? What's one thing that we can support you with?
I'll go. What I need support with is what to do after I tell you what I'm thinking. So I really think that this is a time for creators to create, and people that have things inside of them that have been nagging, like this is the time for it to come out, because it's like when you don't have anything, like so much has been stripped away, you start to think about what's important. And I think this is the time for me personally to help other people, like to draw out like that burning desire that's been inside of them for so long, and now it's like they have nothing to lose, and now I just want to bring it out. And it could be, I happen to have a lot of creative people around me right now, so I'm like encouraging people to do their art. But I think that there's more than that. That's not really where I want to focus. I really want to like I really just want to draw out that thing that like now that everything is crazy, like let's just see what's been hiding this whole time. Like you have nothing to lose. And that's as far as I've gotten with my thoughts. So I'm just like, well, now what?
Oh my God, I love that. It's just the see what there is to be unearthed, right? It's like dive into curiosity. I love that. It's like the last thing that we're able to do as animals when we're triggered is that. And the thing that we need to do most to get through this is that. So yeah, I think that's incredibly timely. Yeah, that's beautiful.
I think that's amazing. I actually had a visual as you said that, because my mind is quite creative with words. There's a map behind you that says Paris.
Mm-hmm.
You need another one that says Toulouse, and then to mark a space out that's called nothing, and you ask people to plot where they are, you know?
I love that.
Random.
So firstly, Lisa, like I'm feeling you on that there. Like I connect with you on that unearthing part. What's coming up for me right now is kind of is along the lines of like, I'm going to ask this question. I feel like there's something within you that's burning right now, right? And just like if you were going to be your own first client, right? Right in this thing, or you're going to be maybe not client, but you're going to be the first person to get served, right? What is the thing that like what's the thing that's underneath all this that's keeping you from being able to bring out your burning desire? Let's see if we can, let's see what that would be for you.
Well, I've been asking myself this, like, what's my, I want to go produce other people's visions. I'm a vision producer. What's my vision? And
different question. I'm not
okay.
asking that question. The question I'm asking is, you right now have a burning desire.
My burning desire.
Right? Not what is your burning desire. Like, let's say if burning desire was the last step, right?
Okay.
Right? Let's look at it and just like ask I'm asking the question here of what's keeping you right now in this period of time from acting on that burning desire for you.
Oh, what's keeping me is I don't know what to do.
And if you knew what to do, let me if you knew what to do, I want to play out. I'm like, I don't know. I'll tell you right now, I'm not necessarily sure if I believe that fully. So I want to be with you. If you did know what to do, if you came out of this call and you have the three of us here, we're just like, we're great. Like there's no chance of not leaving this call without knowing what to do. So you get here and you know exactly what to do, and it's aligned and everything there. Then what happens? Then what will keep you from acting on your desire?
What would keep me from acting on my desire?
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't know. I don't think I have anything wrong. I mean, not wrong, but I don't think there's anything stopping me from my desire except just like the now what.
Cool. So whether or not that's true, right? We will get a chance to see, right? But
like way up here, I'm not here.
Yeah. I'm like, you're like, what? No, once I know what I'm doing, I'll just get out there and I'll make it all happen and all that, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna call out a couple different things right here. So right now it feels like you're trying to figure out like what's the full step, like what's the full A to Z plan. And I think that like in these periods of tumultuous times, like going from A to Z is like it's a recipe that's really really hard to be with. Like
No one wants that right now either.
yeah,
No one can handle it.
What do they want right now?
One of my friends was saying she feels like a kindergartner.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like putting her morning routine on like giant paper because that's all she can handle. Like, how do I want to wake up? And I feel like I wouldn't want to call people kindergartners, but I feel like that's maybe where a lot of people feel that they are, whether they are or not. And I lost my train of thought.
Did it come back?
But oh, you were saying like A to Z. And so I feel like now I need to figure out how to meet people at A.
Yeah. What letter are you at just with that, right? Because like they're kindergartners, you're saying A to Z, you have to figure out how to meet people at A. Or like where do you feel like you're at with this?
I'm probably like at B.
Yeah. So there's an element here, like as you're saying this here, there's a part that feels like almost like what do you need to take care of first, like, or what do they need to take care of first that will then allow them to be back in that stage of possibility once again, or in uncovering that part for themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question that's underneath my mind as you're going through as we're talking.
So it's kind of like, how can we get their basic needs met today?
Yeah, help them. Is there a way you can help them graduate from kindergarten if that's what they're on right now? Is there a way that you can help them graduate from kindergarten so that they can get back to like being the other part of adulting? And it's a question that's on my mind, but it's just one of those things, almost like, because I'm hearing where you're at, and there's either going to be people who are ready for that and they're like, hey, I'm actively looking for it, which is also a direction to go. And then there's also the part of like you started out this call where there's like, you're like, my deep fear is this,
Mm-hmm.
And a part of me was curious if that deep fear was going to show up as one of the reasons why you're not taking like that might hold you back from bringing out your deep desire.
Yeah, my deep fear was not being able to empathize with people in their time of need. Mm-hmm. And maybe my deep fear today is I don't want to. Like, it's just a reality. I don't really want to work with kindergartners.
Yeah. I
with
get
you.
I get you on
no,
that.
I mean, I totally hear that. Yeah. It's like you want to work with people that have already started the journey and are looking for more, bigger, better, faster, more acceleration, whatever it is. Because for me, I hated being at that stuck, scarcity, dripping shitstorm stage. And so working with people that are there, it takes a lot more self-management for me not to get sucked in and collude and try to fix and all that stuff. So like, there are coaches that love that. Mm-hmm. I'm not that coach. So no, name what you don't want to serve, and like, seriously, good for you. Decide what area you want to be in and what area you don't want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So with that there, like there's an element here of, are you willing to call out what it is that you want to be working with here at in this time? I can see where that so at least I'm doing this with you because like I'm feeling it myself of like, look, I'm ready to say like, let's go on and lead. Like, hey, the world needs you to show up. You like, this is not you, like, you don't get the luxury of curling up right now. Like there's stuff to get done. Like I'm a hard ass, I'm a hard ass with people. I'm like, let's go, and like, so as we're saying this, like being real in this conversation, I experience an element of like, can the world handle that right now? Am I good? Like, is that actually what's gonna take place? Is that actually gonna be a good thing? And I just left the conversation right before I got onto this call with someone I was just connected to, who's had a journey that's similar to mine, who is in a place where he's like, everything more or less is check the boxes. I'm stable right now. And I'm using this opportunity to go further on my self-actualization journey, further on the path there. And it was something like, it was like we were just able to meet, and I told him right off the bat like how I was feeling and where I was going, and we were able to meet from a place of creation from that place. So to this point here, I think a question for me would be, are you willing to be visible in desiring what you want right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think nobody knows what I just told you all, because you're the only people I've told. But this is what I think. And this is where I see, oh, maybe I told my dad because he's an artist, so I'm having him write songs. but but yeah, so I mean, and I'm very visible online all the time. So maybe instead of doing like push-ups, I can talk to people about what's really going on. I don't know if you guys know about the Instagram push-up challenge, but like people are tagging people and saying like, do 10 push-ups because everyone's at home. And so it's like a big Instagram thing right now where people are doing push-ups in weird places. And so I did it.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, I'd rather do the ice bucket challenge again.
Yeah.
When is this crazy world going to end?
It's like, and now they have us doing push-ups? What? It's like children at home I can take, but being tagged in that, yeah. And at least so, and I want to open it up to Georgie and DTK and see if they see anything else as well. But there's a part of me that gets really curious around like what's next is putting this out into the world, putting your view out in the world. And it's not, and it's part of the reason why I started out my own share with it, because I'm like, it feels really vulnerable to say like right now things are good and I'm looking to keep getting better. It just doesn't feel like that has a space. And yet, if there are other people out there that are saying that, like, I'm like, oh, finally, there's a place that I can go to. There's a place that it's actually safe for me to be creative again in this environment, and I can find other people who can be there with me on that journey. So there's a part of me that feels like what's next is to start telling people this. People are out there doing push-ups. What if there was a challenge that allowed them that could tag someone in there and say like, tag the 5 things that you wish that you could be doing, or whatever it is. Like, what if people are in a viral let's do something mode, like, is there a stream that you would have that starts its own snowball that continues, that when it hits people gives people something else? I'm thinking, as you're saying this, you're giving me an idea around that. I was doing gratitude. This is, I think, is the right time to get back into my gratitude journal. 3 things I'm grateful for each day, And as you're saying this, it's getting me inspired to go back and say, yeah, I was going to do that for me. And I was maybe going to Facebook Live it, but like, why not add the viral component of like, okay, like if you've watched this, tag someone else, like I'm going to tag you, you share your 3, and then tag someone else to go and share their 3. And like, for me, the gratitude is, again, helping people align themselves back in a place where they can then be in a place of possibility once again, to help them. DTK's used the word trigger here. So like, to help them get out of that state and back into their powerful, creative, like human state once again, so that we can go on and see what comes next. But it feels like before any of those tactics and strategies, all this stuff up here, we had to go with the stuff that's down here, which is how you're actually feeling right now.
Yeah. Thanks. I already have a place. I just haven't used it.
And so let's just as before I go on, there's something about that thanks that didn't resonate with me. So okay. I have to just kind of check it and see like, is there something else that you need in this moment? Is there something that you said to me, once I know what to do next, I'll go ahead and do it. Right?
Yeah.
That there's something about that thanks that made me feel that you're not in the place where you're going to go ahead and do it. So I just want to just check in with you. I have to be honest.
But I'm in a place where I can think about what exactly I'm going to do, and then I'll do it.
Okay.
That's where the thanks was. So you read it right, but I'm like almost there.
Okay. Cool. So let's do this here. We have 4 minutes left in this period here. What I'm going to do is, rather than force it, we're going to close. right? Like usually I'm like 4 minutes.
I have to
Who else?
solve world peace in the next 3 minutes, dude.
I can do it. I can do it. Like, don't tell me I can't. Check it out.
I thought we had till 8:30, Niiamah.
For this call today, it's an hour call. Tomorrow there's another one. So yeah. So for the open thing, I want to just give us a chance to come in and be able to ask as we need to. Tomorrow there's so basically 3 times a week I'm carving out time to really be there with the community in aggregate for these kind of ask what you need questions calls. I'm putting my stake in the ground and saying at the end of this period of time, I want to have served 1,000 trailblazers, 1,000 change makers to change the way that they see the world and change the world that we operate in the world. That's my goal during this period of time. It's not me directly meeting every one of them, but like through the groups and all this other stuff here. I want to thank Elisa for helping me. Elisa, you're like, say the what out in the world. I was like, say the what out in the world, Elisa. And you see what I did there? Ooh, I'm gonna dodge that one. You know, but yeah, that's it. I'm like, how can I create so much in that form? So Tuesdays we're gonna have these calls, so it might be Mondays, your nights. Yes. The next day at
Tuesday morning
time,
for you two.
yeah. So it's like I'm playing in different days. That's hard. Like that's an interesting thing. But then we'll have the 7 to 8:30 session is really around leading your change. So this is really about like tools and having activities to help you like lead forward and take advantage of this time to continue to move forward. And then on Thursday nights, I'm doing something that's really around connection. So Friday morning for us, Georgie, around connection. And the first one I'm doing is an open forum, which is it's like one mic, one story at a time. And we're just going to get a chance to be with people and hear their different experiences as they're going through.
Niiamah's Moth Radio Hour? Is that like?
It's not my story, but like, yeah, it would just be like anyone that comes can come and share whatever it is. And we're just here in connection and such. It was some really powerful things that we did in my tech company. And I'm like, it's time to bring that out. Like this is the right time to bring it. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Wait, what time is that? Or what time your morning? What time
every time it starts at 7 p.m. every time. So it's Thursday at 7. And that's going to be an hour. And I think it's going to be an hour and a half. We'll see. But
I got to go look at my email from you.
No worries. And I'll send out more from there. All right.
I'm so excited that it's these 3 faces on here. So I loved it. I was like,
I know y'all.
I'm going to be here same time next week, so hopefully see you guys then. And DTK, I've been meaning to stay awake for your Monday night talks, and I was actually totally ready to do that in the authenticity one. I'm like, yes, it really resonates. I'm going to be there. Shit happened. I got on it.
Yeah.
I was like,
I would love to have you there live. Yeah, I think I'm flipping that one open to start letting folks log in as guests as well and making it open playground as well. Yeah, my calls on Friday, you'll be unconscious for. It's 2:00 Eastern in the afternoon. It's the middle of the night for you. So sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, we got this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Videoed, right?
Yeah. So let's wrap this up here then, knowing that we continue to have each other here. Let's wrap this up here with just a one-word checkout. And if we want to continue talking, we have the Facebook group and different things like that. But let's go with a one-word checkout for today, and then we'll continue on our day. What do you need? This one word, let this one word be, what do you want to take forward into the rest of your day or into your next day? I'll start with mine. Show up. And when you have it, just go.
Yeah.
When you say one word, it's just like, get it done. Like, that's really what I mean.
Okay, good. So I'm going to go deep breath. Deep breath. Yeah.
Grounded.
Visibility.
Awesome. All right, y'all. Have a great one. The recording of this will be available someday soon. Okay. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
yeah, take care.
Bye.
Heyo, Niiamah here. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and and then go ahead and leave one of your insights from today's video in the comments below. If you're looking to take this deeper, you can go and watch another video, or you can go to niiamah.com/tribe to get exclusive invitation to our tribe member only events. I'll see you soon.